Okay, I think that was 5 minutes. You know what? Honestly, I lost track of time. So we are doing card number 10. It's called Wishing You the Brightest. So there is a PDF for that. And the card you're going to see there it is. Lovely, lovely card design. There is a bit to this. So I want to give you, we're going to go over this kind of slowly. Does it look like, I'm just going to move my camera, so hold on. Why does it look like it's angled? I don't know why it looks like it's angled, but that bothers me. Things like that. Small things bother me. All right, so let's get going. Now, I know, Debbie, you had mentioned that the commenting is not coming through for you. If that is the same for others, say that you go and type a comment and it's not popping up or I'm not answering it, please send me a message like through Messenger, and I will hear a little ding in my phone and I'll know to look for on the laptop for a little message. I don't know why it's not coming through. I double checked the properties and stuff, and I don't know. I can't tell you why. I don't know why it is not working. Okay, so if you do make a comment and I don't respond to it or it doesn't show up, please just send me a message. So, got to take a little drink there. Hold on. I'm going to give a few seconds for everybody to click on. There we go. So I hope you're enjoying the stamp camp that we're doing this week. I know I just briefly went outside and it is like super hot and humid. And yeah, that's not for me. I don't like that. So I'm in the nice cool basement, just kind of chilling out with you guys. So just wanted to know. All right, there's a couple of, Maria's here. Thank you for checking in. I know some of you might be still kind of just slowly moseying back. There we go. Sorry, I have this giant jug of water that I gotta try and drink up. So what we're gonna do is the next bunch, you will need your Memento black or any black that you have. It really doesn't matter which one you have. Okay. I am using Lemon Lolly for some of the insides of the flowers that you may want to use that. Okay. So the black and the Lemon Lolly. And again, Bubble Bath. I don't know. I've been going to Bubble Bath a lot, huh? So you are going to need some of those. And I'm just looking at the card itself. And I do spy a blending brush. I need to get my blending brush. So I did not prepare and grab that. So I'm going to run over and I'm going to grab a blending brush. So that should give you time to pick up the inks that you need. I'm just going to list these here for now. Okay. There we go. Whoop. There we go. Oh, Pat is here. Oh, thank goodness your computer is not acting up. So I'm going to go grab my blending brush. And I need it for the bubble bath. We're going to be coloring some of those flowers. And actually, I think I'm going to have to die cut out. I don't think I die cut that one out. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to just go over the items in the package that you should have prepared. Okay, off to the side. I don't know about you, but if you look at my craft table, it's getting smaller and smaller. You know, it's like urban sprawl is kind of taking over my desk here. All right, so I got a piece of Lemon Lolly. The reason I have that piece, and that is going to be the little label that I'm going to be using. So if I get that out of here, so that's going to be the little label, right? That will go with that. You know what? So I don't lose it. I'm going to stick a Post-it note on it for now, right? So there's my lemon lolly. Okay, off to the side. I want to make sure that Carol has 6 inches. Yeah, I feel your pain, girl. I feel your pain. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Sorry about this. All right. So we have our card base. Oh, I crushed it. We got our card base. It's just a regular card base. It is basic white. So we have that. Just the basic white for that. Okay. I've got a piece. Oh, let's get that card base. A piece of black. Now, you can always cut out the middle. Remember, you can always save, extend it, get a die and just cut out the middle, because we are going to be placing a piece of white over top of it. Okay. I know a lot of people do that and you'll never notice if it's cut out. That's what I'm going to do with this one, is I'm just going to cut something out in the middle, and then, nobody's going to know. So there's that black for the mat. Then it's a little bit smaller. Okay. A little piece of white. Okay. There's another piece of black. Now you can either use the whole piece like this and just cut it down, or you could just use like an inch on each side. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, is because you only need a smidgen on the left and the right. And that's what I'm going to do. And it comes right down to the bottom. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut the pieces off, and the rest I'm going to use, maybe I'll use for something else for shadowing. And then I'm going to cut a piece. We're going to stamp this, and then I'm going to cut it down. I prefer, I guess, we could do either one. I could cut it down and then stamp it, or you can stamp the whole thing and then cut it down. It's up to you. So let's cut this down and do some stamping. So I'm going to start with this very first piece of cardstock. Now, I'm going to double check, and in the instructions, it says a piece of cardstock at 3 inches by 5 1/4. So let's double check. So why is that one 3? This one's 2 inches. Okay, looks like there is some discrepancies. So I'm going to get my paper. I must have been like really tired when I did this. Okay. So we're going to do it at 2 inches. Okay. And so this would be, so 5 1/2, 5 1/4. So by 5. Okay. So 2 inches by 5. So I'm going to cut this piece of white. I must have been like dozing or something like that. I do apologize. So I'm going to cut that down to 2 inches by 5. But before I do that, I'm going to just double check. So I said 2 inches. I cut that to 2 inches. And so is this going to be, this is a little long, and that should be, let's double check, 5 1/4. Yes, should be 5 inches. So for sure. Okay, so this piece of basic white should be 2 inches by 5. Okay, 2 inches by 5. All right. I'm going to give you a sec to catch up on that. I'm going to make this 5 inches. Okay, double check. Yep, top to bottom. That's 5 inches, top to bottom. Perfect. Okay, 4 by 5 and yep. Yep. Okay, the black piece apparently was just the white that had the boo-boo in it. So just let me write that in there. Okay, I'm going to add that to my other one I have to make a change to. And because I don't want to use the whole piece, I'm just going to cut a couple of strips, and then I'm going to add them behind it. Okay, I'm going to say, I want to save this piece of black. so I can add that later, right? So if I bring my card stuff back in, okay, gonna bring that here, dry assemble it again. Remember, I like to double check. Am I crooked? I want to make sure that I'm not crooked. Do it that way and do it that way. And I know to put that on top. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Or you could use a whole piece. It's totally up to you. All right. So I know I have all the pieces. They are correctly measured and cut. I'm going to take this top piece and we're going to do some stamping. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to use a combination of this large daisy. No, I'm not. I'm not going to use this large daisy at all. I'm going to use this smaller daisy. Okay, I'm going to use the smaller daisy all the way kind of higgledy-piggledy on here. So I'm going to stamp it in black. So I'm going to use the black on this outline. That's the inside. That's the outside. Okay. And I find that this is going to look really nice because it will pick up the black on the edging from the other pieces from the cardstock. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that, and I'm going to have some coming off the edge, and I'm going to place them fairly close together. Just kind of keep going around, and I'm going to turn it a little bit. Now, that didn't turn out too well, so I'll probably have a flower or something go over that. Or you remember my magic trick? That works too. Okay, there we go. There we go. So I have a whole bunch of flowers. Oh, I'm going to add one a little bit in the corner. So don't worry about the placement too much of your flowers. You know, do a lot, do a little, do a few. Hey, it's totally up to you. Okay. Let's clean up that daisy. And then I'm going to get the inside of the flower, and it looks like it's got cat hair on it. Surprise, surprise. So I'm going to get the inside of the daisy. So I'm going to clean that up from the cat hair, and then we're going to stamp it with some bubble bath. So I'm just going to put that on there. I'm going to double check to make sure. Okay. Oh, I feel so tiny. I'm going to double check to make sure anybody has made any comments. Okay. No. Okay. All right. Good. Lovely. Lovely. Okay. So I'm going to get my bubble bath. Oh, every time I say that, it makes me feel like I should be naked and like stepping into a bathtub. That would be odd. Okay. So I'm going to ink up my flower. And I'm going to double stamp as best as I can. I don't know about you, but I'm not the best double stamper. Some people can get it right on, but me, no, I'm always off just a little bit. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm always off just a little bit. Maria, don't say anything. That's a joke. Maria and I have been friends for a very long time. And we have some really good laughs together. Okay, so I'm going to carefully put these on. There we go. Oh, I missed a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. Pat and turn and get the next one. There we go. You know what? One thing I found out. So I'm in the basement. And in the basement, I have a dehumidifier running. I don't know if you have it in your house or if you're in the basement. But, ooh, come on. I have a dehumidifier running. And I'm finding whenever I turn on the dehumidifier, oh, that's just going to go like that, okay? It seems to dry out some of my ink pads. So it only happens when I run the dehumidifier. And I thought, that's kind of interesting. And I wonder if that's why some of my ink pads dry out. So it's a thought. I don't know. See, look at that. I'm kind of getting away from it. It's just kind of just getting away from me. Okay. Sorry, but that is, I don't think I can fix that. Nope, I cannot. So I'm going to do my magic trick and flip it over. And I'm going to try again. So there we go. Hopefully that gives you time to catch up. So I do apologize if I'm a little bit slow, but I'm okay with some double stamping. That is off. But when it becomes really bad, it kind of irritates me. I don't know. Does that happen to you? So we'll just kind of quickly go back. I'm going to do some of these. There we go, an upside down one. There we go. And a little bit more in the little corner. There we go. Arr! I'm not going to fix that. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm going to try and, I think I need to stand up to do this. All right. Oh yeah, that makes a difference. Oh, look at that, it's still off. How's that possible? Okay. Like I said, take your time. Turn it and line it up. I touched the paper already. Oh, I did. Oh! You know what? I'll do both sides and I'll choose the best of the sides. Okay, there we go. Maria says, oh, here's Maria telling me not to sweat it. Oh, my goodness. Okay. I think I'm going to put a sentiment right across that boo-boo. Okay. There. This is turning out better. That will have a sentiment across it. Okay. Now this card takes a little bit longer, but it will be worth it in the end. Oh, that is better. There's only one boo-boo, so I can put a flower on that. Okay, so we have those stamped. Let's make sure our stamps are nice and clean. And we're going to do the center. Now remember, I always tell you to buy a bunch of blocks. Make sure you have all the different sizes. This is block size A. And I like this one because I find that when it becomes too big, it gets difficult to handle. Like this one is on block C. Yeah, that's on block C. And it would have been better on block B, which I don't know where my block B's are. So I think that's why I was having some trouble with the double stamping. So we're going to do the centers. And I'm doing it with Lemon Lolly. I wanted to give that little pop of yellow. Yeah, this is much better that I'm standing. Okay. Right, so here we go. Ah, there we go. Nice color combination. A little pop of yellow. Now, it's a little dark, bright, but it will calm down as it dries. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. Okay, so we have that all stamped. I'm going to clean these up and put them away. So hopefully that they won't get lost. So here we go. I like to buy a stamp set or bundle that I find that you can use a lot. And I've been using this Daisy one quite a bit. So I'm quite happy that I got it. I hope that you'll continue to make cards once Stamp Camp is done, because it's a really nice one. And I find that this matches really well with the really old Daisy bundles that they had. Remember, from a long time ago, they had a Daisy Punch, a large and a smaller one. I think it works really well with that together. Yeah, Pat, it does take some time to line up for double stamping, but it is good. What I find is they make, when they do it for double stamping, they make a certain portion of it different enough that you can kind of eyeball where it is. So see, this is much shorter than the other half. So it's not exactly the same all around. So I think they do that on purpose. But I know they have done it where some are more difficult than others to find that line. And actually, what I'm going to do, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the little the black on here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use my Stampin' Seal. I'm going to use Tear and Tape, because this, hey, there's 2 Tear and Tapes in one. Oh no, it is not. Don't pull that apart. That's kind of funny. I'm going to be using the Tear and Tape because I want to get it right up to the edge. And with the seal, I'm not always the greatest on getting right up to the edge. And it's just because I'm using the tiny little lines. So if you're not using those tiny little lines, you don't need to worry. You can just add the adhesive to the back just the way it is, okay? So I got those down, and I'm just going to peel that off. And I'm going to peel one side at a time. So I can lay it down, and I have it angled. So as I lay it down, there, I can see where it's going. So if I need to kind of pull back a little bit, I can fix that. So then I'm going to do the second side. And do the same thing. Okay, kind of hold it, eyeball it. I can see it top, bottom, left, right. Okay, looking good. Looks even. There we go, and press it down. So now it's pretty even on both sides. Even though this one side is a little heavier, like it's probably further out than the other, that's okay. Okay. I just need to take a little drink. All righty. Now that we have this part done, I'm going to set it aside. All right, and we're going to do some embossing. So remember that piece of white that we had on the top of the black? We're going to emboss this piece of white. And I think I'm going to use that country whatever flower it is. And I'm going to emboss that. So I'm going to go and I'm going to emboss this piece of white. So I'll be back in a second. Yeah, I know it's gone for a long time, but I think something went wrong with my embossing folder. I think I need to get a new one. Something seems to be wrong. Oh, I think I know what happened. Um, I had run my embossing folder incorrectly through, and it kind of flattened it all. So what I'm going to do is actually use a different piece. I'm going to cut another one and run it through. So let's see. 1 second. Yeah. See, there's not enough of an embossing effect on here. I guess there is. Slight one. What happened was my embossing folder, it went through the embossing machine incorrectly. And so it got super flattened. So, tip. Make sure you follow instructions on how to emboss your papers. Otherwise, it will get flattened. So I think this one is out to lunch. So, because what happened was it went through and it kind of flattened the little parts in here that stick up. So that's why my embossing is not so pronounced as it should be. So just wanted to let you know. Okay, so this I'm going to be marked as, and I will order another one. Okay, so just to let you know, that's a tip I found out by mistake. Okay. Oh, I was just reading Pat's comment about the Stampin' Seal. She kind of goes over a little bit, you know, how it kind of hangs over, and then she takes her hand and she folds it back. Huh. Oh, and Gail has the old Daisy set on wooden blocks. Oh my gosh. Boy, that must make two-step stamping very difficult. Okay, so I'm going to use this anyways. It's got enough of embossed image on it. I'm just going to use it the way it is. Okay, I'm going to try to find the best side. I'm going to do that and add it. And we're going to place it on the black just like that. Okay. When you emboss, yours will be probably a lot more pronounced, such as this is the final one. See how it's much more pronounced than the one that I have. So that's what we're going to do. So whatever stamping folder you use, it's going to work great. Yeah. School of Hard Knocks is the best teacher. That's true. Yeah, no, I tried the shim. I tried a couple of shims and it's still not working. So it's the whole die set embossing folder itself is kind of pooched. All right, so I have this on the black mat. Now, I'm going to add this to the card base because you know me, I'm gonna lose something. So let's add that and put it. What the heck happened? What the heck happened? Okay, gonna put that on there. It looks like apparently I can't measure for myself. That's kind of funny. I'll do something on the inside for that. Well, that's kind of funny. Oh well. Okay, so I put that on the card front. And I know that this is going to fit on top. Now, where's my boo-boo? My boo-boo's right here, so I'm going to put a flower over top. So I'm going to line this up. And I know there's no ribbon going underneath, so I can glue this straight down. Okay, there we go. Make sure that's in the space. That's why you didn't score. I thought the measurements were wrong. Let me double check the measurements. Where the heck did it go? Eight and a half by 5 1/4. Is that not right? 8 1/2. Yeah, 8 1/2 by 5 1/4. Well, make a regular card base And let's just add that on. Okay, so I'm going to add on this strip. And I'm going to put a little bit, so it's showing a little bit on the left. So there's a little bit of white on the left and the rest is in the center there. Okay. All right, this is coming together. Oh, it's a lot of work. My goodness, what do you think? Oh my. Okay, now we have this portion of the card all done. Now what we need to do is we need to build those daisies on top. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to get our daisies, so that 3 daisies with the dies, which I need to cut out, which you probably already have cut out. We will be using the blending brushes and the bubble bath on this to kind of add some color to those flowers. We also need to have, there's a black for a shadow, right? There's a black for the little one, right? So there we go, there's the black. It'll be this way, right? It'll be this way, right? Yeah. And then this one over here should have another one. Is it hiding? There we go. Yeah, behind that one. And then we have some white pieces that will go on top. Right? That and that. Okay. So I just have to die cut out this 3-1. Okay. So in the meantime, I'm going to leave that like that so that you can see. And let me just die cut that out. I'm not going to use these little leaves here. So that's okay. They can hang off the paper. Now, if you had die cut out some of the leaves, like I think it was old olive and what was the other color? It was one of the other colors. You can either, it is totally up to you. On this first card, what I did is I divided up the flowers and I wanted to have a little bit behind it. So I used one of the stems to extend one of the flowers that I cut off. This one, I cut that one off. And I wanted to extend it on that stem itself. Or you could just leave the 3 flower together and just build it that way. And that's what I'm going to do for this card. So I'm going to build it as long as they don't come apart. I want to keep them together. I want to make sure that little access point where the flowers are doesn't get ripped. Okay. Carefully take them out. Come on. There we go. And I'm going to pop out the centers. Oh, soft seafoam. Thank you, Maria. Maria's on it. She's all on it. And you know what? I think these didn't cut all the way through. That's okay. It's no big deal. Pop the little guy out. Okay. Now these ones in the center didn't quite cut. I don't know why. It happens. I'm going to cut these little leaves off. I don't want those little leaves on there. Okay. And what I'm going to do is with this 3-piece flower, going to use our blending brush. And if you are going to cut these flowers apart, cut them apart after you use the blending brush on it. Okay. It's easier. At least it gives you something to hold while you're using the blending brush. Okay. So I have my bubble bath. I'm going to add a little bit to the blending brush. Double check it. Don't want it too heavy. And just going to look at my card here. Here we go. And I'm just going to carefully and slowly bring it in to the flower. I like blending brushes a lot better than those little daubers. Though the daubers are good for certain things, I like the kind of gentle color that the blending brush gives. Okay, there we go. I'm going to add a little bit. I think it's a nice soft kind of coloring. Oh no! Oh no! Ooh, that's why you hold them. There we go. Okay. Okay, I gotta show you. So my blending brushes, I have them like in a little case like this, okay? You know what I have inside the cases is toilet rolls. So I shoved in all these little toilet rolls. Look at that. I should have another toilet roll here. And then I stick my little blending brushes in it. Very, very fancy organization there, huh? Toilet rolls. You know, save my money for the important stuff like stamps. Okay. Alrighty. We're getting there, ladies. We're getting there. Now, if you have some of those little sprigs and stuff, and I still have this is Pretty Peacock from earlier. I might use that, but if you have other green colors, I didn't cut out any of other green colors of sprigs. So that, like you, I did not color out any flowers, but you know what? Hey, I can use this as my leaves, and I'm going to go get that and blend it. Okay, remember I showed you was one of the other ones before? Actually, I kind of like that Pretty Peacock color there. What will match? Old Olive. I do like the Old Olive, so I'm going to go with the Old Olive. Again, I'm going with the blending brush. Okay. Just because I just want to add that. So I'm adding Old Olive to one of the whites. Now you may have already die cut out soft seafoam and Old Olive leaves. That's fantastic. Good for you. I apparently had skipped that portion. Okay. And let's see if I can poke these guys out. Come on. There we go. Now I'll add some Old Olive to that. Here we go. And how about a soft seafoam? Let's do that with a soft seafoam. I'm going to do that with this one. I'm going to do this with a soft seafoam. Okay. Just trying to take off some color. When I'm done today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these up, these blending brushes, and I'm going to give them a little wash in the kitchen sink. Hey, wow, those look exactly the same color. That's kind of odd. Okay. I want to bring in a little different, I wanted that to be a little different color. So what I'm going to do is I'm just actually going to add, ooh, oh, that's a, oh my. I just added, well, I just wanted to give it a little contrast color. So that was Lost Lagoon that I added to it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my flower. We're going to start with the back first. Let's get our leaves off to the side. Again, we're going to take the black, and I'm going to leave these pieces all connected. And I'm going to place on the black as a shadow. Okay, we need our convincing dots. And we're going to start adding them to the back. Right? Make sure that we have enough coverage on each spot. Here we go. How are we doing for time? 2:30. Oh, we're running behind. I hope you ladies are okay. That's what makes up for us leaving early yesterday. Oh my gosh, it's like being in school. Got out early yesterday. Got to make up for it today. All right. Here we go. Got our little glue dots on the back. And I'm going to add the shadow to each little one. Okay. I'm going to continue on. Like I said, I'm going to leave these guys connected, I think. And this last one, I'm going to stick them on like that. Okay. As you can see, it's going to, the black gives it a kind of a define from the rest of the card. Okay. Okay. All right. So I have the black on there. We want to also put the white on top because that will kind of give a color contrast to that blushing bride that we just did. Oh, Pat's tummy is rumbling. So anybody hear Pat's tummy rumble? Please excuse her. She's very hungry, but Pat, you can definitely go and grab something to eat. We will be here still. Okay, I'm going to place it on the back of that. Yes, I made sure it is on the back. Unlike this morning where I put it on the front. There we go. Oh, no. There we go. And I'm going to place that on. That definitely gives it a really nice color contrast on that flower. I like the white and the bubble bath because it's like a little bit of a shade difference. Okay. Place that on there. I'm going to, like I said, I'm trying to find the thickest part on where I can place that glue dot. Now, which way does this one go? It's like a little puzzle. It's not straight, but that's okay. I'm coming to the end of my roll of my glue dots. I'm going to place these all on here. There we go. I'm going to angle that a little differently. I'm going to find out where it sits the best, and then we're going to add that in. Now let's see if I got any Wink of Stella left in that little tube. Come on. Okay. Oh, there's a little bit. Just wanted to add it to the insides of the flowers. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to add some of the leaves around to the edges. It's totally up to you if you want to add leaves. If not, you don't have to. So if I add this a little bit here, I can see in the center it's going to show here. So I might cut it in half and actually use just half of it. Okay. And I'm going to add some tape so I can, when I find the spot I want to place it in, I can tape it down. Okay. So just take your time adding your leaves. Add that. There we go. So as you can see, it kind of goes, because I cut it, you don't see it in that little hole there. And that's what I was trying to avoid. I didn't want it really to pop in there. I want it to be on the outside. So I think I'm going to put this one on that side. Or should I do it on this side? I really like this purple one. This pretty peacock I'm going to add in, even though it's a completely different color. I think I'm going to add that in right there. Kind of move your leaves around. Don't be shy on doing it. Okay, pop that on the back. And I have this little piece left over. Let's see if I can squeeze that in somewhere. Oh yes, definitely. That will definitely work. And I can't quite get it in with the glue, so I'm going to use some. I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals, because this flower would go on dimensionals anyway. So let's just hold it in place. Come on. And I'm going to try to bridge across the leaf and the backing so it will hold it. See how the dimensional's holding it? And I'm going to add a dimensional to each flower. Okay. Yes, I know there are a lot of pieces to this card, but it does turn out to be quite nice. And now I'm going to lay the flower down. I'm kind of sad. I don't know if I want to put the sentiment in. I'm going to do it this way. Oh, look. My whole workspace is like falling apart here. Now, before I completely glue that down, where would I put the sentiment? Oh, I'm going to put the sentiment right there. Yeah. Put that up on there. And I'm going to get the sentiment. So I've added my flower, even though I left a little space. If you want, you can use white if you want it to kind of blend in a little bit. I'm using the Lemon Lolly cardstock just to make it pop a little bit. And what will fit in this little saying? So I'm going to leave that down. And I know for sure that that birthday one fits in. So I'm going to stamp that happy birthday in black. And then I'm going to die cut it. Now, I was going to say, who stole the black? Okay, I'm going to place that in there. I'm going to put my little label on top because it is such a tight fitting. Before I move it, tape it down with those Post-it notes. I think I'm going to have to go visit the dollar store for more Post-it notes. Not that I have much to post or note. And I'm going to die cut that out. Okay, there we go. Put my Post-it notes back so I can use it again. Oh, didn't I have this problem last time? Didn't want to pop out. The little stitched edgings hold it in so tight. Come on. There we go. There we go. So that fits in really nice. And I can just tuck that in right there. And I'm going to use, I am going to use dimensionals. Now, if you want to add a little bit of ribbon before you add down the sentiment, go right ahead. I had used some like that very fine twine, but I think this card doesn't need it. I think it is busy enough as it is with the flower and everything like that. So I'm not going to add any twine to it. Okay, so this is today's card. Though I kind of went off. I used some different color leaves. It's just because I didn't have them cut. And this is the original card. Okay, so you can see the twine behind there. The sentiment is in the middle. I did use the stem to extend the flower. On this one, I had kept it as one single cluster. This one I had cut apart. And you can see the little leaves and stuff around it. So you can see the difference between the two. Okay. I think they turn out both great. I don't think I need the ribbon because like I said, I think there's too much going on, but it's a very cool way to use the dies and stuff like that. Okay. So what we're going to do, it is now 2:45 and we will start again at 3 o'clock. Okay. I'm going to take a 15-minute break and then we're going to start on our slimline card. So if you have any questions, please pop them in the comments or send me a message. I will keep an eye out for that. Now, if you did not get this card done, don't worry about it. You can always catch up. It is totally up to you. And, of course, remember I had made that boo-boo. I got to fix that. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Where's my blends? Where is it? I don't even remember which one I used for bubbling, what is it? Bubble bath, bubbling bath. I'm actually going to stick my finger in that. I'm actually going to get my blending brush, bring it into the edge. And I'm going to stamp a couple of little things in the center, just to kind of, or maybe I'll just leave it. How's that? Oh, look at that. I'm just going to leave it. It looks like a little bit of pink on the edge. Yeah, that's cool. Anyways, do what you think is best for your card, and don't forget to post it. All right? So I will see you in 15 minutes. Come back for 3 o'clock when we will start our slimline card. All right. Take care.